Well, one thing I learned tonight is that this whole van life is cool. And it sucks sometimes. But there's a ton of people out here actually doing it because they need to, or else they'd be sleeping outside. The amount of people that's like living in, like there's one guy living there with him, his wife, his daughter, and her boyfriend in a Buick Enclave. Friggin' crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'm just glad I got a couple grand in the bank account and don't have to do that. Yeah, but there's a trade-off. It's easy to live here in a van because you don't need a heater and all this, and it's not cold. But then the trade-off is everything else is 3 times expensive. So I don't know. But anyways, ton of homeless. I was just hanging out with one, and then his girlfriend had to leave because she's a prostitute. Oh my. Anyways, wasn't expecting that. Probably won't. Yeah, it's like summer out here. Really wishing I had a motorcycle. Everybody's riding their motorcycle, driving their old cars, stuff like that. Oh well, it is what it is. I don't really feel like I'm in Canada actually. But cool. My tires were humming. So I went to the gas station, put 70 pounds in the front. Gonna try that out. They're not chopping, so I don't know why they're hunting. Anyways, see you later. Oh, I'm just driving to Tofino here. You know, all these vehicles out here, no rust, eh? I could make some real money coming out here buying truck parts and taking them home. Old Toyotas, holy Christ, there's like 80s, 90s Toyota pickups, like by the dozens, that are for sale and just mint. Should almost get a U-Haul. But yeah. Anyways, going to Tofino. Don't know what I'm gonna find. I like it here, but like $2 a liter for fuel, I can't afford to live here. I don't think the view is worth the expense to live here. I don't think so. And there's no snow, which is like good in some ways, but I'd rather plow snow than cut grass. I just seen 10 by 10 I-beams for sale, 40 feet long. I think would that ever be good for my cabin to put it on? But by the time you brought them all the way home, it'd probably be the same amount of money just to buy them there. Yeah. Seeing lots of different ways to like have water systems and how to set cabins up and stuff like that. It's pretty neat. Yeah, talk to you. Well, Roscoe tried drinking out of there and threw a fit. He really didn't like the salt water. He was gagging and everything. Found some fresh water from a spring. Well, I made it to Ucluelet. I got a sticker here. 20 minutes to Tofino. So far, what I noticed is that everything's like protected wildlife and all this shit, and that you gotta pay to use everything. Like 13 bucks to use this trail, 11 to use that. Like, oh, can't park overnight anywhere. You gotta drive like 2 hours away. But anyways, I'm gonna try it. Like, what are they gonna do? Tell them my battery's dead or something? I don't know. But nice town. Oh yeah, and they got no house insurance. Impossible to get house insurance because these towns are in a tsunami zone. I don't know why you'd want to live like that, but anyways, whatever they do. So pick us up later. Look. I really don't want to live here, but I'm super grateful that I get to do this trip. I'm going to be forever thankful because I think when I go back to my cabin, life's going to be a lot simpler. After I seen how people live in the Yukon with no power and no running water, and then after I see how people live in Alberta with holding tanks for water because they don't have wells or city water, there's a way around everything. This looking for property that you can get power ran into all of a sudden is not a big deal. Solar panels, you buy once, you cry once, and you don't have a monthly bill afterwards. I think that's the way I'm gonna go. And after living in my van off of DC power, pretty easy. I can run my fridge just by running my van for 25 minutes a day. Be all right. Another thing when I thought, because obviously you don't get a lot of, we're in Canada. It's not like we're in the desert here, so solar can't be like a number one. If you have a well or you have sucking out of a lake or a water source, you could put a power generating wheel in the line hooked to like an alternator as a pulley, as like a double feed. And from what I've seen is if you go on like MechMan and get a MechMan alternator, you get like a 600 amp alternator for like big sound systems, and that would charge batteries up like no tomorrow. I really don't think this is going to be all that hard, honestly. Well, I know it's not because people do it. So yeah, wherever I buy property, if I can't drill a well right away or there's no running water, I'll just do what 80% of people in central Alberta does and have those water tanks with a plug-in horse trough heater. That's what they do, and it gets just as cold as it does in Ontario. That's all my Uncle Gary has, is a couple big holding tanks. I don't think this is going to be all that hard, I think people in Ontario are brainwashed, and they've never been outside of Ontario, got no idea how stuff works in other parts of the world. So I'm forever grateful that I got to do this trip and see how other stuff works, because this is really not all that complicated, and these people in Ontario make everything, they blow it way out of proportion. So yeah, anyways, you can pay for property cash money, alright, and not have hydro. If you pay for property cash money, you have solar panels, and you don't have any hydro as like a bill, and the only bills you got is like land tax, power.
In 400 meters, continue straight.
Okay. And gas for a generator and propane for a backup furnace or something like that. You could live pretty comfortably for under $1,000 a month, and that's putting money away for taxes too. One guy I was talking to lives in
Continue straight.
Spends $155 for propane and gasoline to run his furnace when he's not using his wood stove, and to power his generator when
in 600 meters, turn right.
Okay. This is very doable. I think people blow it way out of proportion for nothing. There's been people living with no power and no running water for 3 times as long as there has been people living with running water and power. I'm honestly not all this worried. These people, you're very privileged to have the kind of stuff. Now I live in a van, I make it perfectly fine. You only need water to have a shower and do dishes and brush your teeth. That's all you need. You don't need to use all that much water. So anyways, I've been doing fine. I think people just take advantage and forget that you don't need all this stuff and that you just have it. The homeless live fine. They don't get none of that.
In 500 meters, slight right.
Anyways. And as for a toilet, what the hell? I've been shitting in a bucket for the last 3 months. My shower, the water can just run right out on the ground. I mean, gonna have to get a septic tank. Yeah, no, I decided I'm not living here. My dad and my grandma is coming to see me. After that, I'm gonna start heading back east. Maybe I know I'm gonna go to Kenora for a bit. Yep. Gonna go there for a bit. This costs too much to live. I can't live here. Paid over $1.90 a liter today for gas. Crazy. $16 for a jug of milk. Absolutely crazy. Can't live here. I'm never gonna make this kind of money. So, I don't know. But did I ever learn a lot from this trip? And I loved it, actually. I still am loving it. There's houses built on hills like this and this and this and this and this. You know what they do? They put these concrete piles and they just make a level surface. Then you take I-beams and you run them and then set whatever you want on top of it. I had never seen a house done like that in Ontario. Usually they try and level the ground first. These people take advantage of the hills to run their sewer and water pipes and stuff. There's some smart people in this world, don't kid yourself. And hopefully I could take some of their trips and bring them back and maybe act a little bit smarter myself. Because living is not all that complicated. Nope. One very valuable thing I learned from the hippies I've been hanging out with is that they say they'd rather live in a van than work to die. And it's true. You live so cheaply, then you don't have to work like crazy to put money away for retirement and make your bills. These people working 80 hours a week and still living paycheck to paycheck and just putting a little bit of money away for retirement, this is crazy. You don't need to be living in a mansion like that. You see, my mother should listen to this kind of stuff because it's inspirational. You don't need to live outside your means constantly. It's okay if you want to go for dinner every once in a while, but you don't need to live like a king when you're not a king. It's perfectly fine to live in a little shed, basically. You don't need to be living like that and all this fancy stuff. It's not going to get you nothing but debt, and I don't want it. I don't want no part of it. None of it. If I can't afford it, I ain't buying it. That's it. I'm going to live the rest of my life. Rome said he's going to see Jeffy Bear in the hospital tomorrow in Nanaimo. I will sit outside the hospital until I see his van roll in. I do not want to be a creepo, but I'm going to be there in the morning, and I'll sit there and wait all friggin' day until I see him, because that would just make my trip if I could see him. And that might be very weird, but I can't help it. That would be like seeing Jeff Gordon. People would do crazier things. This guy is very famous to me, and I'm going to track him down until he can't get away. I'm going to be like Doc there, the bounty hunter, and he slipped up once on the YouTube, and I've been watching him. So now I'm going to find him. There's no two ways about it. I'm on the hunt for Chrome. He slipped up last week, and he said that, oh, I'm going to Jordan River. So you know what I did? Threw the old van and gear, and I headed for Jordan River. Well, that was just a video. Well, now, what he just said on YouTube, that was a live feed. That he was in Nanaimo going to see Jeffy tomorrow, and that he was at Starbucks right now. So I seen it online live. So that means he's there right now. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to be in Nanaimo, and I'm on the hunt for Chrome and Cruise with the Big Econo line. I'm on the hunt. He's not going to get away. There's only one hospital in Nanaimo, so I will sit outside the hospital until I see him. I'm not going to be like disrupt him and stuff, but like whenever he leaves, I'm going to follow him because I'm getting a picture with this guy. I'm going to go get a shower and everything, get ready for him like a friggin' date. So I'm ready. Chrome, you better keep hiding if you don't want to meet me because I'm going to find you. I found Chrome. I can't believe it. He's right over there. Oh, I've been looking around for like 3 hours. I can't believe I found him. But I did. I'll pick you up. Look at what I found. There's Emmy the cat lady. There's Chrome. Holy shit. Okay, guys, I found him. And he's with Emmy the cat lady. Parked right behind me. Look. Okay. He always posts in his videos how he wakes up at like 4 in the morning, so I won't be seeing him. But I left him a note on the windshield. So right on. Seen Chrome going the other way and he was waving at me. I'm gonna turn around here. Okay, there they go. I can't believe it. Well, I set out on my mission and I succeeded, so I'm gonna cut the video off here, upload it while I got some data. Yeah, we went into Cabela's together. That was pretty cool. I've been watching him since before I had my Astro van, and now I got to meet him. I see him last night and I said, oh, you can't get away. And then this morning I was going the other way and he was waving at me. Oh, I cranked it around. I did a 180, started heading back, and he ended up at Cabela's. So I whipped her in Cabela's and had a little chat with him. Yeah, can't believe that. Holy shit, that's awesome. Okay, well, see you next week or something.